Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to Shift Now for February 3rd to February 5th, 2023. I'm excited to be here. If you are new to this channel, my name is Arlene Grace, and I am a spiritual coach and alchemist. I am a master numerologist, a Q practitioner. I am all the things. And so if you are just joining in live, or on the replay, please feel free to say good morning. Good morning, Lisa. How are you? And we're just going to wait a couple minutes for people to join in on the call because I want to play. And I'm curious, I'm going to invite you to be open to receiving the information, to receiving the activation, and to be able to discern, what's coming through, what is for me, and leave the rest behind. Right? It's important for you to be able to discern what is true for you in this moment. And so as you're landing in, I'm going to invite you to just put your electronics down if you're holding your electronic, and we're going to come together to take a breath. And as you come into the breath, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Good morning, everyone. Golden nugget. And as you close your eyes, taking another deep inhale into the body, I'm going to invite you to tap into your essence, to feel into you. And as you're feeling into the essence of you, just notice what that might feel like in the body. Notice if there's temperature that is shifting in the body. I can feel heat that's moving. And as you're feeling the essence of you, your essential self, just notice that it's moving throughout the body. We're inviting it to move through this vessel, your body. And as the essence is moving through your body, I want you to notice, is there movement with the essence? Is there movement as this energy is flowing through the body? For me, it very much feels like a wave of energy that is flowing. For me, it feels like there is no stagnancy in this energy as it flows through. And just notice that this frequency, the essence of you, and you may or may not notice, is different and unlike anyone else's. You hold your own energy. You are unique. You are a contribution to humanity. You are a contribution to the world. You are a contribution to you. You are light. And so as this essential aspect of you is flowing through the body, just to notice, is there light? And as you're feeling this light move through the body, know that you are it. They say that, the body has the capacity to hold 3 billion 9-volt batteries. 3 billion. This light, this energy that is moving through this body that you have access to now, that you are feeling flow through this body. This is your essence. This is you. And this body is your ship. And this essence is the commander of this ship. In fact, this ship, your body, knows exactly what to do. It knows how to heal. It knows how to shift. It knows how to change. It digests your food. It tells you what it wants to eat. It tells you when it needs some nurturance. This body informs you, but you are the director of it. And so imagine that you are light. Know that you are light. And as this light is flowing through you, know that it creates impact for everyone that you see, everyone that you meet, and beyond. You have no idea how much impact you have out in this entire world. And we can see it. Unconsciously, we've had the experiences of coming in connection with another, giving them a smile, and knowing that that has brightened their day. We know that we have had experiences where we've come to others and we have felt an energy of fight, or an energy of fight or flight, or an energy of wanting to fight. And so we take that on as our own, and we go and we impact another by sharing that, by projecting that, by moving that out to another person where they do the same. And so it ripples out. And so you are light. Imagine that. And so as this impact in the world, you yourself know that you have been doing this work. You have been healing, you have been creating, you have been doing the things, you have been facing yourself in the mirror so that you can access and know and see this light reflected back to you. And so you hold this resonance, you hold this frequency, you hold the space in the room. You impact the room wherever you go. And so imagine that you could own that. Imagine what would it be like to just own that you are light. Now, it's so funny because I remember I was working with Joy a couple years ago, and she was sharing this with me. It was either Joy or Jonah. I'm going to imagine it was Jonah. And she was saying, when you are light, when you access your light, when you own that you are the light, the rats will scurry away. And I kind of thought that was funny. The rats will scurry away. Now, the rats scurrying away are scurrying away because they feel an aversion to the light, because they are not necessarily willing to choose yet to see themselves, that they are feeling an aversion to you. And so this brings in the energy of today. And so I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath. And you can stay in this energy. You can keep your eyes closed and continue to listen to this, or you can come back here now, join me in the room. We've done this work, right? We've done the healing. We've gone into the past. We've faced our shadows. We've done all of the things to come to where we are now. But imagine, we've gone to the sacred texts, and we've looked at the Hermetics, and we've looked at the ancient Egyptian numerology. We've looked at Reiki. We've looked at all of the things. We've taken on the wisdom from our ancestors. But what if we own that we are the ancestors now? You are light. You have the wisdom. You have the knowledge. You've done the things. What if you were that ancestor? And if you owned being that ancestor here now, that you are a wisdom keeper, you are here that is impacting the world, that is shifting the world with who you are now. Will you step into that? Will you be that? To know that everything that you have done, to own that you are an ancestor now, imagine how that would shift how you respond to the world, how you live your life, how you would speak to others, how you would nurture your children, how you would nurture yourself. You are an ancestor now. Can you imagine that? Can you feel that in your body? And so as an ancestor now, we're going to come into more awareness. We've moved into this energy of the 3 9 of spades. And so we're in this energy where things are falling away. Yes? We can see that we've had these dreams, and these dreams are starting to come in and they're being fulfilled, and yet something might be amiss. Something might be shifting. The dream that we have is not coming into form the way that we think it's coming into form, because we are being invited to check in. Is this actually what I want? Am I attached to the outcome? Because the way that we are expecting it to arrive is what we're being invited to let go of. We're being invited to let go of our attachments, the attachments of how we think it's going to show up. And we're being invited to take a look at where we are in manipulation, where we are in secrets. And so when I speak to manipulation, I'm not just speaking about the manipulation of energy, but I'm speaking to the manipulation of the physical, trying to make things fit, trying to make things be the way that we think it's going to be. And noticing where we are trying to manipulate that energy in the physical world. We call this control. Yeah. And so it's fascinating because manipulation has been a word that's been showing up over the last couple of days. And I was having a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday. And we were talking about our investments, we were talking about our crypto, we were talking about the things, and we were talking about how the shape of money is changing, how money in the world is changing. Right? We're talking about the central banking system. We're talking about, what money might change into, what it might look like. We have no idea. And yet we can feel that there's something that's happening with the financial system. We can feel that there's something that's happening in the medical system. We can probably see that. We can see that the things that are changing, there's a shifting of the guard that's happening worldwide. And so in this shift, she came into this massive awareness that was so beautiful. And the awareness was that when she, and this was her truth, that she discovered a truth that when she receives information from the outside feedback that something is amiss with money, she will now go and she will try to manipulate, looking for the loophole so that she can attain the money that she's desiring and money for everyone else. Beautiful awareness. And so in that, she came into another truth. She received feedback from the outside world, again, about some sort of investment where she received that information. And now in understanding that truth, she was being asked to choose. What am I going to do? Am I going to look for the loophole because I see one over there? Am I going to go in the direction of the loophole and control my assets, control the physical? Or am I going to act on behalf of the truth that I discovered about myself and continue to be in the frequency of what I want? Am I going to check into my dream? My dream was to have wealth flowing in to my life, to be able to do the things that I wanted to do, to leave Canada, to go and do the things, to live in a different country, to have different corporations, to all of the things. And so all of those things came into fulfillment for her. And so was she being invited to look at her dream, to see that it was fulfilled, and to make something more? And this is what this energy is inviting us to do, to notice where we are manipulating, to notice where we're manipulating our bodies, to notice where we're manipulating our money, our assets, to notice where we're manipulating people, right? We've been coming into truth. We've been coming into discovery about ourselves over this past week and beyond. And things have been falling away. And so in this, we're starting to play with where are we manipulating, but we're also paying attention to attraction and aversion. And as we come into a higher resonance with ourselves, we're noticing that things, people, dreams are falling away because we have changed. But in the aversion, and so we'll use an example, right, for aversion. You love someone so much, and so you decide you're going to work with them, right? And so you're working with them, you're enjoying your work together, and you've raised your frequency. You see you, you own you, you are you. Yes, brilliant. And now, because you've come into a different frequency, both of you have changed. And so now this person is coming back into your world and you're feeling them and you're like, ooh, something's amiss. I feel the love for you, but I'm feeling this energy between us. And so in feeling this aversion, think about your last boyfriend, your last girlfriend, or your past partners, right? You're feeling an aversion. And so in feeling this aversion, many of us go into the mind and we try to fix it. But remember, you are light. And so as the light, and as these rats are scurrying away, they are feeling the aversion. It's not for us to go and chase them and go catch them and go try to change them and try to make them see you. The reason why they are scurrying is because you are being seen. You are light. And so in this being seen, as you are watching what is being moved out of your life, the aversion, are you going to let it fall away? Are you going to discern it, or are you going to catch yourself in telling stories of, oh, it's not working out because, they're stuck in their own story, or they're this or they're that, or you're comparing yourself or you're judging yourself? No, it's just an aversion. It's energy. And so this energy today is reminding you to be in the frequency, to commit to the frequency of what you're wanting, to commit to you being the light, to commit to you being this wise being. As you were accessing this essence of you, you were connecting to your higher self. Your higher self knows all. Your higher self can feel the things that are happening in the world without telling you. And so it's directing you in different ways, inviting you, guiding you to pivot, to shift. And it's for you in your mind to notice where you are trying to manipulate, where you are trying to control your experiences because you are attached. And so today, are you willing to let go of the attachments, and are you willing to make new choices? Because as a wise one, as one that has read the text and has done the things, as you come into these deeper truths, you're invited to take that truth and to run with it and to create a new pattern. It is one thing to become aware of your pattern. Oh, I see that I have the same boyfriend, different face all the time. It's one to see the pattern and to work through, oh, I was working through my valuability. I was working through my worthiness. I was working through my lovability, all of the things. But now take the action in the direction of it so that your body can follow suit. And at the same time, on the other side of manipulation is alchemy, right? And so alchemy is not taking lead and changing it to gold. Alchemy is bringing forth the light within your own body, which all of you do. To alchemize is to be present in the moment. It's to notice where the mind is going, is to notice your own nervous system so that when you are feeling triggered, you allow the trigger to move through. When you walk into the room and you're feeling something is amiss, you hold strong to your own energy and you discern, do I want to go in this room or am I walking out? To discern that when you are coming and you are feeling the aversion with somebody, that you are willing to let them go, not try to change them. And so there's this invitation to take the action, to deepen your own, to land into your new pattern, to what you want. And to pay attention that as these things are falling away, it's simply allowing for you to see, to you to feel, for you to know energetically, for you to sense. Your body is the messenger. It's allowing for you to know, right? And it's not to judge it as good, bad, or the other. It's to just see it as I'm receiving information. Something feels amiss. I'm going in this direction. I'm receiving information. It feels really good here. I'm going to go in this direction. Right? And so this is what's happening today on Friday. And then we move into Saturday, and Saturday is this invitation to integrate. You've had these awarenesses, you've discovered deeper patterns, you've decided to choose new patterns, you're walking the path in the direction of your new pattern, fulfillment of your dreams without the attachment, and here you are, and it's a day to rest, to integrate, to allow these changes to move through the body. It's allow for you to, yes, allowing yourself to let go. Many times we have these things that are happening in our life, right? And we have these patterns that we see that are changing, that we no longer serve us. And we decide we're going to have a new pattern, but we're in that space in between where, okay, I see you and I see you. I see where I want to go. I see where I have been acclimated or where I have habitually gone in this direction. Today, Saturday, is your day to continue to choose the path that you want to be in, to move the energy in the direction of that with your mind, with your heart, with your body, through your actions, so that you can land into the neurology. Imagine the neurology of this wiring together, firing together, so that you can continue to build the momentum in that direction. And so in that, this is a day of nurturing. This is a day of paying attention to your nervous system. This is a day to maybe journal, to cue, to be in meditation, to allow yourself to just notice. And when time arises for you to take inspired action or to choose something more, do it. Because this is a day that we're allowing the flow into our life where we are just noticing where you're out of it, right? So that you can better ground into this dream, whatever it is that you're wanting to experience. I'm seeing Jocelyn here, and she's wanting to ground into this better health in her body. And so better health in your body means what? nurturance. It means accessibility to being fully me. It means remembering that I'm whole as I move through the day. What does it mean for me to access better health, to just be it, to embody it, to know it, to just simply exemplify it in my life, to model it? And not for others, but for me, right? And so it's a beautiful energy where you're just noticing. You're just taking notice of you. How am I in this moment? What is it that I need? What will take care of my body? What will nourish this ship? Who do I want to connect with? Who do I want to love with? Who do I want to be with? And it might be you. And then we move into Sunday. And Sunday is another day of integration, but it is a day where you will have access to further information, further truth, further something that will allow for you to be free. And so in this energy where you are continuing to integrate through the weekend, and so I'm very lucky because it's -30 here in Ontario and I won't be leaving my house. And so I'll take the day to integrate, but at the same time, I will allow for the spaces to play. I will allow the spaces to connect with others. I will allow the spaces for freedom. Whatever freedom means for me, that's inspired. And freedom means for me, I'm going to hole myself up in my room for a minute or two or an hour to just read, to allow for the ease to come into my body so that I can come into a deeper awareness of, okay, I've been dreaming. I'm seeing shifts that are happening. What is it that I'm wanting? What is it that I'm wanting to experience? Is the feedback that I'm receiving from my life matching, or am I being pulled in another direction? Because Sunday, it feels like you might be receiving messages from others. You might be receiving insights from others. It may be that you may receive information from your higher self that will allow for you to be directed and guided somewhere. Who knows where somewhere is? Somewhere can be going out to the mall to hang out with people. It could be to whatever that is. It will be based on your intention. And so what is your intention? What is it that you want to experience? And so as you take that, as you take hold of that idea, what is my intention? Have I actually fulfilled that? Have I fulfilled the dream? And if I fulfilled the dream, do I want more of it? Yes, please. Or do I want more? Has my dream actually shifted into something that's completely different? But it's just noticing and paying attention and being with you and being curious. Yeah. You're right on time, Samantha. And so in that knowing that you are light, in that noticing that some people might be averted from you, some people might be walking away, you yourself might be averted, and being shown other pathways, shown other places where you can commune, where you can be with others, where you can play, where you can collaborate, all of those things. Are you making the choices based on your truth? Because your truth may not be the same as what your truth was earlier on in the week. I'm going to imagine that some of you had discovered things about yourself over this week, right? Yeah. And so I'm curious as we move into the weekend, one, what are your plans? What are you doing? And what are your questions? What are we going to invite the consciousness of the numbers to support you in as you journey forward? I'm curious. Yeah. Some of my best noticings happen in the bathroom. I'm not going to lie. I receive messages when I pee. I'll go to the bathroom. Ask Shelly. Shelly's on this call. I will tell her I have to go to the bathroom, be on Zoom. I have to go to the bathroom. I'll go to the bathroom. As I'm, evacuating, I receive a message. I come back. I'm like, okay, I got a message. Yeah. So I love that. So much discovery in the past 24 hours. That's awesome. Oh, thank you, Shelly, for loving my messages. All right. right. So, what questions do you have? And knowing that all of you are part of this container, whether you are live or on the replay. And so many of the messages that come through may resonate for you, right? Um, yeah, so I'm curious. I feel like as I'm feeling the room, some of you, your dreams have shifted. What you want has changed. So I'm curious about that. Um, Curious about, have you actually celebrated the fulfillment of some of your dreams? Have you noticed that some of your dreams have come in and you just weren't even aware of it? Just notice. All right, Allison, I'll take a card. Okay. Divine sunshine. Yeah. I'm just feeling into your energy. And so I see you, and it's funny because I've seen some of your posts, and some of your posts are like your hands are up and you're in the sunshine, and I could see the back, and you're like, you're on path and you're moving in the direction of the light. You're moving in the direction of what you want. But there's almost like there's this part of your mind that's holding on to an aspect of you. It's holding on to the I'm getting the word ownership, the ownership that you are the body. There's like a part of the body that's not wanting to let go of its identity of you. And so it feels like it's giving you trials and tribulations or troubles. And even though you are, releasing the weights, releasing the pains, releasing anything that's in the body, there's just this one thread that's holding on. It's like it's almost holding on for dear life. And as I'm hearing the body, it's like the body doesn't know what's going to happen to it if you let go. It's like the body feels like it's going to die. And so there's this invitation to have a conversation with the body to really to own, this body too shall part. This body will die. But in this moment, it's not. And in this moment, this body is not going to die. In this moment, this body is being invited on the journey to continue to physically aid me as I move in this direction of light, as I move in this direction of, attaining my dreams, of moving Q out into the world, of being this practitioner, of being this leader, of being this, of living my life, choosing life. I choose life now. And so will you come on board with me to choose life now? Will you be with me now? Will you come into unity with me now? Will you be here now? And so I feel like there's some shifts that are happening in the body in this moment, but there might be I feel like there might be a detoxing, which can happen just like this, right? A detoxing in the body as that kind of shifts through the body. And so taking an opportunity to right, create the stability within the body by coming into the body, coming into presence, and just being with the body and inviting the body to have a conversation with you, to create that that harmony, that connection, and to just invite in a deeper, okay, what do you need? What do you need in this moment, body? Because I feel like the body's been informing you with information, and you might not have been hearing, but it feels like there's this wisdom that's coming through the body that's for you. Yeah. Toilet talk. All right. I'm just scrolling up. Lisa, you were doing the Essence Challenge and found myself asking, what does essence even mean? I believe I'm finding it again. Oh, I love that. Yay. I would love a card for guidance in this energy for the weekend. Okay. So I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you. So as I'm feeling you, I'm feeling like you're still you are in the doing, trying to fix everything, trying to make sure everything, trying to doing the things, giving the needs to others out. And I understand completely, like you have a 2-year-old toddler, you've got things that you are preparing, you're having a baby, all of these things are happening, but I feel like you haven't yet come back to you fully. Now, yes, you're tapping into your essence every day. And yes, there's this remembering that's happening in the body. And the body itself is asking, just give me 5 minutes. Like, just please go, like, tell the kids, take care of the baby, and just, I got to go to the bathroom. Just give me 5 minutes. And it's almost like there's this invitation for you to come into just silence with just you, and an opportunity to just be with your own thoughts, so that you can really navigate what it is that you want. In this doing, you're definitely seeing what everyone else wants, what everyone else needs, but you haven't yet landed into and claimed what you want. What do you want? And I understand that there are the tangibles. Well, I want money because I want a bigger house, and I want a car, and I want this, and I want that, and I want this. But what does that want actually feel like in your body? Can you access that? And can you access that in so that it can commingle with the essence of you? There's this remembering of your essence, but there's also this remembering that's being invited to your value. Your value isn't the doing things. Your value is here, right? The value isn't in your physical expression. The value is in the essence that's flowing through you. And so there's, as you move into the weekend, there's an invitation to Eight of Spades to pay attention. And this is tomorrow's energy tomorrow too. So to pay attention to your own energy, to pay attention to your own frequency, to notice where you're giving your energy out to others in control, and trying to control. We'll use an example of, like, so your boy is having a fight with your 2-year-old, and it's a play fight, but there's, like, there's yelling and there's screaming, and there's a 2-year-old that might be tantruming, and you're giving your energy to try to control that situation, to stop it, where you're being invited, Eight of Spades, it to come back to your own frequency, to come back to your own energy, and kind of let shit hit the fan. Like, let them figure out a way to work these things out within themselves, because this isn't going to change. Like, it will change, but it's not going to change if you continue to impede and try to control someone else's behaviors or someone else's actions, or all of those things. Allow them to settle on their own, and it might take a minute. Right? It might take a minute of a little bit of yelling, a little bit of whatever, but it feels like your 2-year-old has, she's become more like she's expressing herself, and in her expression, she's gotten louder. And in the expression of her being her, your son is like, stop it. Like, you're too loud, or you're too this, or you're too that. And he's learning how to be the expression of him while he's with her. And so if you were to allow themselves to find their way to express with one another, you can just pull back from even having to control that situation. It will actually fall into place for them. It might not be immediate, but it will fall into place. And so, there's a beautiful opening here and a beautiful opportunity. And for you, in that means you rest. You get to come back to you. You get to be with you. And King of Clubs is interesting as your result. So King of Clubs is interesting because I know that this is your partner. This is also the same energy as my mom. So this is coming into mastery. So in mastery of the mind, forget the people, mastery of the mind, where you're in this mastery of, I am the leader in my house. I hold the frequency in my house, and I can't control the people. I can't control I can't control what the littles are going to do. I can't even control my partner. And as I come into mastery, self-mastery, and come into connection with what it is that I want, not what they want, what I want, I'll be better fit or better able to take the inspired actions, because they're not skewed by others. They're not skewed by the crying baby. They're not skewed by the boy that is trying to take, or any of those things. It allows for you to come into a deeper connection with what you're wanting to experience, to let go of control of what's happening around you, because they're getting older, and to allow for you to create better space in the mind as well. So letting go of control will create space in the mind, knowing that you don't have to fix everything. that you can land into trust that things will fall into place and that others may come in to intervene to support you in that. And so I hope that that resonates for you. Kara, I want to stay open to opportunity that helps lead to the frequency of abundance. So as I'm reading that and I feel your abdomen, there's like a stop. There's like, oh. And the stop, ooh, dropped cards. Yeah. Is the way that your expectation of what the opportunity is supposed to look like is skewing what opportunities are actually available for you. You're being invited to stay in the frequency. To stay in the frequency is to allow for you to be in the energy of whatever that abundance is, to be in the energy of abundance, right? But to play with the idea of, yes, you want abundance, but there is abundance. There is abundance everywhere. Right now, currently, I have an abundance of books. When I look outside, there's an abundance of snowflakes that are creating all of this, snow mountains all over the place. There's an abundance of grass underneath the snow. There's an abundance of cars on the highway. Are you really talking about abundance because there is more of? And the more that you think about abundance, more abundance there is. The more that you look at a field of grass, the more you see more grass. The more that you see, as you take a closer look, the more you see more grass. Like are you actually inviting in a different frequency, right? And what is that frequency that you're inviting? You're being invited to initiate into value, wealth, the opportunity with value and wealth, which I see as ample around you. But to stay open to the opportunity is to let go of the expectation of what that actually feels like, to tune into the energy of value, so that you can notice where you're actually manipulating the physical world in order to have the opportunity that you kind of see fit for you. And so pulling back into the frequency of value, being aware of where you may be trying to control these opportunities that are abundant around you, and to allow for your own energy, the energy of the essence of you and the value, to help you to better discern the opportunity itself. And so the result is a 3 of hearts. And the result is that you're moving this frequency, you're celebrating, you're moving this out, this frequency of value and the essence of you out into the world, into all of these different opportunities. As you do, you'll start to see the different opportunities. You get to see where you want to play in the material world. You get to choose it. And so first, let go of the expectation, let go of the attachment, zone in on value and wealth, what that actually means. It almost feels like your dream has shifted. Your dream has either expanded or you've received the fulfillment of your dream. The fulfillment of your dream didn't show up in the way you thought it was going to show up. So you might not even be aware that your dream has come to fruition. And so now you're asking for more and bigger, and you're being invited to pay attention to your own frequency, pay attention to your own desires, and not how it's going to manifest in your life, but to just play with possibilities of it, right? Yeah. Mocha, I'd love a card with the intention of a fun awakening or awareness. Yeah. It's so funny. I can hear, God, I hear this voice every so often. So it's Different Strokes. It's Arnold from Different Strokes. What you talking about, Willis? There's a part of you that, whether or not this is fun, there's a part of you that thinks that healing equals pain. It's connected to the body. It's connected to all of these situations and experiences that you've had in your life where you did experience physical pain. Your leg, your hip, your body, being in the hospital, receiving medication, doing things that were outside of the norm, like all of these physical things. It could even be, while you were as a massage therapist. I see you're working with people on the table, and so sometimes you go into the deep massage, and the deep massage would create a healing in the body, but it would be painful. And so we're being invited or to pull out the idea that awakening or awareness or healing actually equates to pain. Does that make sense? And so letting go of the idea. Yeah. And so the perspective, you're being invited to shift your perspective that healing is whole. Healing's not just body. Healing is whole. And if healing is whole, or if awakening is whole, awareness is whole, it is energy first. Energy, then mind, then emotion, then physical body. Physical body is always last to connect. And so as you allow for the awakening, the flow to be whole body, to understand that a little bit more deeper and to let go of the idea that it's going to hurt, this will start to shift how you actually experience the well-being or the awareness or the awakening that's happening for you. So inviting in a deeper awareness while connecting to your whole self, connecting to your higher self, and just inviting in a conversation. So in this, letting go of the idea, the belief, coming into that awareness, this is whole being. I have been a whole being this entire time, but I've been focused on the physical pain body. I'm going to let go of that. I'm going to open myself up. I'm going to open up my energy. I'm going to focus on I am more than this. I'm going to focus on my essence, and I'm going to deepen my connection to my essence, which now is going to deepen my own connection to trusting the awakening, trusting the awareness comes through. It almost feels like as you're moving through this journey, you've had beautiful, extraordinary experiences, but it's almost like you're like, okay, when's the next? Like it's coming. Oh my God. and so there's a part of you that's almost moving into fight or flight, and you're like tensing yourself up, waiting for the next thing, rather than just being open and curious and seeing your whole being, seeing the light that flows through you, tapping into this essence, and the remembering that you are more than just this body. You are whole. I don't know if that was fun. Okay, Carla. I'd love a card, a little bit of work this weekend, and time with my daughter. I'm open to receive any messages. Yeah. So the first thing that's coming through is, so you've been on this beautiful journey with your daughter and with your friends, and you've gone to a beautiful place where there was sun and vibrancy and light, and there was play, and there was all of those things. And so there's this invitation, bring that home with you. Don't bring the energy of it. Like, don't bring the remembering of it, trying to access that same feeling you had as you were lying on the beach having a pina colada or gin and tonic and lying there. You're not going back to access that same feeling, but you're bringing the energy of play, of relaxation, of ease, of simplicity, of like timelessness. It almost felt like you were in timelessness, even though you could see the sun rising and the sun setting, bringing that back with you as you engage with your life. And so interesting. Ace of Spades. Yeah. So it's like, you've gone through, I'm looking at your life and your time, you've gone through a lot of changes over the last 8 months, a year. And so in all of these changes, you've been going through a rebirth, and you're well aware that you've been going through a rebirth. You've been discovering yourself. You've been discovering more of what you love. You've been discovering more of what you want to do. You've been moving, you went, and it feels like you went to Hawaii to have this like celebration with your daughter and this nurturing vacation, to not just nurture her, but to nurture you. And in this, there was this it's like there was this unconditional love that was ignited between you and your daughter and your life itself. And so this is what you're bringing forth as you emerge back into we're going to call it 3D land, like into your life. Because you've moved as a new expression into your life, but your life itself, and we'll just say like the studio or your home or your business, all of those things haven't yet, like you're in the space in between, like they haven't yet fallen into place for you, because it's always the physical that's going to match your frequency last, because it's more dense. And so as you await for things to fall into place for you, things are shifting, things are changing, relationship dynamics are shifting. Bring in those pieces that you love, that unconditional love and acceptance for your daughter, for yourself, and for your life as you merge back in. Yeah. So bring what you want with you and really land into this. This is going to deepen your trust, because it's going to deepen your own acceptance of what is, of what's changing, of what's falling away, of how you are actually supported through the unseen, and how your higher self has, like, it's almost like your higher self came home with you and is guiding you. And so there's a deeper sense of trust with that as well. So I love that. It's brilliant. Fiona, I would love a card for this weekend. Yeah. So the message that's coming through is, what would it be like to take up space? Have you ever, do you have people in your life right now where you look at them and you're like, fuck, man, you're too much. You are too much. And so there's a little bit of judgment there. There's a little bit of like, there, or there's a little bit of like, you definitely see them. There's this invitation to not be like them, but to take up the space, because that's what they're mirroring back to you. There's an invitation to notice the labels that people have given to you. So that you can start to see them from a different perspective, i.e. those that call you bossy, like your children is kind of what I think. Your children calling you bossy, well, it's you taking leadership, right? You being aggressive is you expressing yourself. You creating awkward experiences is actually you standing in your truth and expressing it. You being too much is really you're taking up space. You own it. And so there's this invitation to be in this I am light, and I'm creating change, and people are falling away, and people are coming into my life, and all of these things are happening as me. It's happening because of me. And so I land into trusting that as these changes happen in my life, and I reassess these labels, these ideas, these beliefs that I thought hurt my feeling, because they hurt my feeling as who I was before, and that's not true anymore. And so, like it's noticing as you go into the weekend, like just playing with that idea, playing the idea of letting go of these things that people called you that hurt your feeling, and to notice the feedback as just information. Notice what's happening in your life as things change, as things fall away, as things come into place for you. As I feel like there's something that's deeper within you that's being inspired as this shifts within you and for you. And so noticing the feedback in your physical experience so that you can better discern for you what you're letting go. And so again, bringing in the attraction and the aversion, noticing when, you're feeling an aversion with a man in your life and you're like, okay, I feel the aversion. My past practice would be to try to fix it, try to make it work, change myself, be small, turn off my light, do the things. And I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to let the aversion happen. I'm going to let it fall into place where he might be taking a different path, and I let him go with love. And in that letting go in love, I don't necessarily have to express words. I just have to be light. I will continue to be the light. And so I will continue to be in my essence. Yeah. Alice in my back heart. All right, Samantha. I would love a card, please. Lots of spaciousness this weekend, which is different. What wants to be explored? All right, so I see you sitting in your living room. Your back is up against the chair, and you've got your legs crossed, and you're wearing, I don't know, you're wearing shorts. I don't know. It must be warm where you are. You're wearing shorts, and you've got all of your cards laid out, and you're doing readings for yourself. And it looks like you're tapping into trusting your own intuition. So the way that things, how I'm feeling, it's, you can tell me whether or not this resonates for you. So when you're tuning in for others and when you are pulling out cards, you're pulling out spreads and you're giving information to others and you're sharing that with others, it's just so easy. It just flows. You can see all of the different pieces. You can see all the different aspects. You can see all of the different pieces and you're tapped into them and you're just giving out all of this wisdom, right? You are being that mirror. But when you're doing that for yourself, something trips you up. It's a little bit harder for you to do yourself. It's a little bit harder to be open. It's a little bit harder to really trust what's happening for you or what's happening through the cards, through this tool. And so there's an invitation for you to play with the cards, to deepen your own trust in what's coming through for you, not for others. And to just come out with a list of questions that you might have that you're curious about, and to play with your intuition, to play with the cards, to play and to allow for yourself to gain the insights just for you. And so, yeah, connecting to yourself, nurturing yourself. I feel like some of the questions that you might be asking might be even in, okay, I've changed, and how I am wanting to nurture myself has changed, which means that how I want to be nurtured has also changed. And so asking questions of what has changed within me? What are my blind spots that I haven't yet seen that's changed within me, that hasn't come into my awareness, that I'm wanting to see so that I can better decide what it is that I'm wanting to experience in relationship with others. And so in that, you start to shift your physical experience. And so in, out, right? As within, so without. As you're playing with the cards, you're shifting your own awareness of you. You're really tapping into your essence, your higher self. You're tapping into what it is that you're actually wanting to experience. You're trusting yourself. You're seeing the cards for what they are versus creating stories of the past. And you're dreaming. And in that, and in playing in that frequency and in that energy with the cards, you're now using the cards as a tool for your own creation, so that the result is a shifting in your material world. Now, the shifting in your material world might not happen by Sunday, but it is a beginning for what you're wanting to experience in your life. It's almost like this is going to help your dream get bigger. It's an exploration. And in that, you'll go through a journey, right? A journey of your own emotions, the divine timing, your feelings about it, your willingness to receive, all of the things. It's funny, as I'm speaking, I feel your back is tightening. You're just going to invite a release into the back. It is safe. It is safe to receive higher guidance from my higher self. It's safe to receive the information from the divine for me. It is safe to receive. It is safe to accept. It's safe to allow the divine to flow through me for me. It's not selfish to do that. I allow, I accept, I receive the information from the divine through me for me. I have access to that. I have access to that at any time. Anytime I desire, anytime I want, I choose that. It's mine. It's me. Yeah. Mesa, my morning has become frustration, and I'm so glad you are online this morning. Thank you. My dream is the same: to move into my own place, farm, and begin building my community for homeless veterans and rescue dogs. Wow. I would love cards around navigating the next 9 days while my sister is off. I find I have more challenges being me in my light when I have to be around her a lot. Okay, so your sister is off. for the next 9 days. Okay. I feel like what's really being invited in during this time, let's see what the cards say. Yeah. You're letting go of your attachment of your sister itself and the meaning that you give into your sister. So one, sister, blood, makes sense. Sister, bond, whatever bond that is. But you're letting go of the meaning that you have with your sister in easiest way to say this. You are your essence. You know that you are this light being. You know you are this creator and this experience. And so is she. And so if you can begin to see her as this divine being, just as you, it will allow for you to see all of the places where you are attached to her in your life, in your business, in your home, in your, at the farm, all of those places, because this attachment is creating the codependent. And so you're being invited to see her through new eyes as she's away. And to notice where in your mind you are like, oh man, she would have been doing this, or she should be doing this. Like, it's like sometimes your mind gets carried away in this is her responsibility. If she were here right now, she'd be doing this. If I could have support. And so letting go of that and the identification of what she actually is for you, to see her as a whole being, a divine being, and which will result in 7 of Clubs, which is a deeper trust in a quieting of the mind. You're going to come into realization over the next couple of days as if you decide to do this, that your mind actually plays with you. And so your mind, will say little things that you may not necessarily be aware of, which creates this fight or flight in the body, or it creates this, I get my back up, right? And so you'll notice the places where the body gets, or the mind gets triggered into experiences that you've had. And so as that awareness happens, you can come into a deeper sense of forgiveness. You can let it go. You can let go of the attachment, which will have you deepen your own trust with your mind, because it's shifting the energy within your body. Like it's shifting, it's releasing the stories. It's releasing the identification and the programming, or, like a younger sister means this kind of idea. Which will now give you access to creating space, and it will give you, it's almost like cleaning off your lens. And so as it cleans off your lens, because you're letting this go, you are better able to access other areas where you can be supported as she's away, right? And then, of course, to continue to be in the energy and the frequency of what it is that you're wanting to create, which is your own place, your farm, your building, right? So these two can happen at the same time because it feels like they're together. And so part of that work is to let go of that identification. And that's moving out. So just allow that to move through. Okay, Shelly Anderson, curious. Oh, I don't have my water. I'm in Neptune, and it's a strange feeling after our retreat. I'm here and not there. Would love clarity on this as I'm in this newness. Yeah, absolutely. So what's happening for you, and I've shared this because there's a couple that are moving through this experience, is that your frequency has shifted so much that your physical world hasn't yet caught up to your own change. And so what's happening is your mind is used to things being a certain way. And because your mind isn't thinking the same way or experiencing your life in the same way, it's looking for the things, but they're not matching. And so it's just creating this strange feeling that as you yourself acclimate. So you've shifted the frequency within your own body, the cells in your body changed, the way things wired and fired, the way you thought changed as a whole being. And you're just taking notice as your body acclimates to the frequency. one of the things that I noticed is that it's so fascinating. I'm free of judgment. It's like I'll go in the mirror and there's no thinking. There's no judgments. There's no anything. And it's fascinating because I look at myself in the mirror and I'm just seeing. And it's like my mind is getting tripped up because it's wanting to fill in the spaces. It's wanting to fill in, the judgment, or wanting to fill in the comparison, or wanting to, but it's not there. It's not accessible. And so, like, we're not just navigating that, but we're navigating that in our entire life. So this is what's happening for you. Yeah. So you're letting go, like the mind has released, the mind has come into flow. You are better at not controlling your physical experience and not controlling the mind, but the mind is like, what do I do with all this empty space? And so it's created this space for you to just play and to notice and to fill in the spaces with something else. I can't watch TV anymore. Like, I can watch for a little bit, but now that I'm back, I get bored of what I'm watching, even if it's Friends or some sort of comedy that I used to love. I find I'm bored and I'm looking to fill the space with something else. And so that's what's happening for you. You're in flow and your body or your mind's wanting to flow into something else, because what you were doing doesn't match. And so the result is you get to bring your focus into, what do I want to experience? Paying attention to your dream. Has your dream shifted? Has your dream changed? Does your dream want to expand into more? Do you want more of the retreat? Do you want more of that experience? Do you want to engage with people in new ways? Do you want to expand your t-shirt company? Do you want to expand into a retreat center? Do you like there's this, as you're creating space in your body, you're also creating space in your life. Your life is still slowly shifting to create the spaces so that you can see them, but in that you get to dream, what do I want? So that is really, really good. Oh, I love it, Lisa. You stopped cleaning up the toys. Man, they must be looking at you thinking, what the? All right. Yay. I love that. Awesome. I think I got all of you. She's not away. She'll be here. She'll be here more than normal. Okay. Awesome. Mesa. That's kind of what I was feeling, but I read it. Maybe I read it incorrectly. So as she's in your awareness, then you get to do the exact same thing. She's in your awareness, you're seeing her, you get to now pay attention to where you are triggered, where your mind's like, oh my God, she should be baling hay, she should be doing this, she should be doing that, because that's going to help you to identify where you are attached to her being a certain way, or a certain person, or certain employee, and letting go of that to see her as just this beautiful being, right? And so you've done the work for you. You've let it go of some of the identifications, some of how you identify yourself, how you want to be in relationship, how you are in relationship with yourself. And now she's beautifully mirroring to you how you want to connect with other people in your life, in preparation for you to have this beautiful new home supporting veterans and dogs and all of the things. She is serving you. And so if you can see that she's being in service to you so that you can better identify what you want, it will offer you to have more clarity. But in order for you to see that she is serving you, you got to let her go. So I hope that resonates. It's even better that she's here. It'll make it more dynamic, right? All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for your energy, for your questions and curiosity, and for being here with me. Wishing you all the most extraordinary weekend. I love you all. And I will see you in the spaces. So much love. You're welcome.